I genuinely want to know how you as a viewer of the channel feel about the fact that I've had to report this same video with the same title like 5 times in the past 7 days. So Joe Biden clearly has dementia and Alzheimer's. It's very clear that it's kicking in. So some of those examples, he says at one of his events, one of his campaign rallies, he says that he teamed up with a China leader who's been dead for 23 years to work on the Paris Climate Accord between '08 and 16, years which that guy was dead in, okay? He's also named Margaret Thatcher in the place of Theresa May twice, which is hilarious. It's laughable. But the other situations, one of them, he says he's going to appoint the first black woman senator, when he becomes president. And, there are a couple of other ones that he has done that you guys have seen in the recent past. He says he's proclaimed that he's running for U.S. Senate, and then he's also proclaimed that he is going to. He endorsed Jamie Harrison, who's the senator who's running against. He's the candidate for Senate running against Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. He said that he is endorsing him for president of the United States, even though he's running for Senate. So. Not the first time he's done either of those things, but here's another one, man. This is just insane, dude, and the mainstream media refuses to cover this. Check this out.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man, these are back-to-back. Anyway.
No, it's okay.
I don't know how you do it early in the morning, too.
Safe travels on the campaign trail. Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man, these are back-to-back. Anyway.
No, it's okay.
I don't know how you do it early in the morning, too.
Oh, this is just getting bad, man. I mean, this is so crazy. I mean, his mental health is so unfit that, anybody who's a good faith actor can see it by this point, because it's not like it's one situation. You're talking about like 6 in the span of a week. So what he's doing there is, you guys know Chuck Todd, who does his morning show, I guess, over on MSNBC. So I guess he's doing the Sunday show here with Chris Wallace. This is Chris Wallace, not Chuck Todd. His name certainly is not Chuck. His name is Chris. And so he's mixing up their names. Now what's even funnier is when he's trying to correct it, he's like, I just did Chris, when he means to say I just did Chuck. And he corrects himself, but he can't even particularly articulate himself very well in that manner. But this is just so embarrassing, dude. He literally forgot where he is and what he's doing. That is such a key Alzheimer's thing I've ever seen, dude. Again, I'll cite you, and I recommend you go check this out. I remember I was watching this clip from, I think it was a documentary piece on Marty Schottenheimer, the former San Diego Chargers coach, and he was the coach of some other football teams too. I don't remember if it was the Bears or something like that. But he's talking in the interview, and he's talking about how he's in a specific state. And then his wife chimes in saying we have not been in that state for 3 years, and it's because he has Alzheimer's, obviously. And so it's clearly when you can't remember stuff like that, and you're mixing things up, and you remember Margaret Thatcher instead of Theresa May, and then you remember the dead China leader from 23 years ago as the guy who you were working with 4 years ago or 6 or 8 years ago. That's so obvious. It's insane. But the worst part about this is the media refuses to cover this. And again, this is why nobody takes the Democrats seriously, is because they're never consistent ever. And so you talk about Trump's mental unfitness, which yes, he's unfit to serve. But then you have a candidate who has a high potential of being the nominee. He really does. Okay, especially through stealing methods. And you're not even reporting on the clear Alzheimer's that he has. This is why no one takes you seriously, dude. This is why nobody takes you seriously ever. Same thing with the popular vote in the Electoral College, as I broke down in my previous video. So it's just not this is really bad, dude. This is dangerous. This is scary that he could be our president of the United States. And the guy literally has Alzheimer's / dementia. Very, very scary stuff, man. Really scary.